Hello everybody, we're going to do a little bit of photography now, but we're going to do a little bit of photography with a twist. So first of all, we're going to set up a still life using some natural objects and also some bits and pieces from around the kitchen counter. And I'm then going to introduce something into our photograph. So usually with a still life, you start by building your still life from the highest object, and I'm going to use nice pepper, forward to the lowest object. I'm also now, for the purpose of this, because I want it to look quite natural, I'm using some big leaves, and I like the contrast of the big and small. I'm going to add some flowers, some fruit, some of these all dried up stale rolls, which got a nice shape to them, some big leaves. I'm going to use some flowers and foliage that I've taken from my garden, turning my nice rolls around. So this is the front part of my still life. I'm using the odd piece of foliage here and there, some nice berries. What's a still life without a few grapes? I've got a few apples. This is the first year that our apple tree's actually had a few apples on it. It's only been going for 5 years, but this year we got a few apples. I'm using a few bits of nice foliage. And I've got this nice piece of Virginia creeper that I pulled off as well. I'm just going to lay a few petals here and there. I want it quite, I wouldn't say natural looking, but I want it quite busy looking, I think. Okay. And you will get the idea in a minute. I'm going to add a few more grapes. As I say, what's a good still life without a few grapes? Now at this stage, I'm going to take a photograph of my still life. And I'm taking it slightly from this angle, so I think it looks good. I'm using my ordinary camera, just on camera. And because my still life is more landscape than it is portrait, I'm taking it this way. And actually, the colours lend well, actually, to the yellow background. So what I've ended up with is, I'll show you my picture. Come on, picture. There we are. So actually quite an interesting background, foreground, moving towards the foreground. Different contrast of sizes, shapes, textures and colours. Okay, so that's our first still that we're doing. Now I'm introducing something to my still life. And this is a technique that you can use for still animation. So if you've ever seen a cartoon on TV that moves from quite still shot to shot, this is what we're going to do. So I've got this, it's a bit like a beetle, a little insect type sculpture that I made a few years ago, using a button pin, using some beads, using bits of, I think they're a hair slide, and it looks a little bit like a beetle. So I'm introducing this. You could of course use a little small plastic character or whatever you have, a little car, a little toy car, or a little miniature. So I'm now introducing my beetle to my still life. So my still life, my beetle now has entered this garden. And he's entered my still life. Opening my phone again. I'm going to take a picture. Introducing my beetle. I'm going to take a picture. Okay. So my beetle has entered from stage left. Okay. So my next picture, I'm taking, my beetle has moved a little bit. He's moving towards the flowers. You get the idea. Now I'm taking a second picture. So this time he's moved. Okay. And then I'm moving him again. And there he is, naughty beetle on my yummy apple. He's found the lovely homegrown apples. Now I've moved him quite a lot. So try and take a picture from exactly the same angle. So he's moved from left to the right, and maybe in between you would take maybe 4 or 5 other shots of him moving little bit by little bit by little bit by little bit, or even doing something more interesting. So what we've ended up with is 3 shots. Let me go back this way. So we've got our first shot. He's moving from left to right. And there he is, making his journey across the page. Again, take your time, move your object slowly across your page, and you will get a series of still images that you can then put together as an animation, simple animation. Enjoy!